Then we were talking about the SEO, the Money Robot, the templates that they put out. Just saying they were a little bit pricey.
Yeah.
I don't know if any of you guys purchased them or not, but maybe somebody can test it and tell us if it's any good and worth the money. If somebody wants to go ahead and spend $250.
What is this you're talking about?
The Money Robot, where they said Bill put out the template for the Money Robot.
Yeah, I have it.
Huh. Oh, you went ahead and bought it?
I have it. Yeah, I haven't used it, but I have it.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's in my pile of shit I should have probably never bought.
Yeah. Good.
I got one of those. Mike, did you
test me?
Ferdinand's templates?
No, I haven't even used it. I've been using the other thing though. Crowd search, I think it's called.
Yeah.
Crowd search me.
It works. Crowd search works absolutely.
Really?
I implemented the first day on 2 of my websites very minimally, and it's already changing my rankings. I was already on page 1. I had one that was ranked number 9 and one that was ranked number 7, and I've been running it like 4 days now, doing like 1 or 2 a day. Very, very minimum. I'm being very careful, and it's already raised both of their rankings. And those were websites, not videos. Those were websites.
Right.
Yeah.
I've just been doing a limited test only on one video, and I really haven't seen it do anything. I mean, I understand the concept is sound. It makes sense, but it's good to hear from you that you're seeing some good results. I'll try it on a site and see what it does.
Yeah. Well, these sites, I mean, I don't care what happens to these sites. I just use them as test cases. So, I'm going to do a video. I have a video in mind. I want to try it, and I'll really hammer the video hard to see what it does because it's on its own channel. But, yeah. Sorry, guys, I was late. But I'm here just to listen, kind of.
Yep, that sounds good. Give me a second. I'm trying to share my screen here. I've got to find my, you know me, guys. I'm always trying to find my windows.
Kate, you feeling better? You're on mute, Kate. You're on mute. You feeling better?
I guess that's questionable, right?
Yeah.
My mind is not fully functioning yet, but I'm better.
Good.
Welcome back.
Thanks.
Welcome back to life.
And Andy, you had me rolling in my kitchen about your mac and cheese video, by the way.
Oh yeah. As an inside joke.
I was gonna post something, but I didn't want you or her to think I was a stalker. But I was laughing my butt off. My butt off.
My girlfriend is hilarious. She can't cook anything. She acts like she's a great cook. I'm probably gonna get in major trouble saying this, but she can't cook mac and cheese. And so the other day she was trying to cook mac and cheese for my kids, and oh man, it was hilarious to watch.
Yeah.
And so I just felt like I needed to shoot a little video tutorial for her to show her how to make mac and cheese.
It was great. Like I said, you had me laughing. I was just, I was so tempted to post something, but I didn't.
You should have.
I didn't want anyone to feel uncomfortable, so I didn't.
Oh no, trust me, both of us are very cool with that kind of thing. So you can call us out and.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to do.
That's just like my wife. When I met my wife 24 years ago, her specialty was peanut butter and apples. That was the extent of her cooking, peanut butter and apples. But I tell you what, now she can cook the best of any dish you can imagine. She's a great cook now.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean that's all you can ask for. Just somebody who can, and I don't care. I mean, I can absolutely cook for myself, and I'm more than happy cooking for the family. So, and I'm not saying she can't cook anything. That was probably not fair of me to say, but I just like to mess with her. It's fun. It's a hobby of mine. But guys, I want to go ahead and get started here and kind of paint out, my thought process for this site and for both sites and what we're wanting to do. And I did go. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I did go ahead and kind of map out just kind of what my thoughts were, where the site's concerned and where we're heading with this, and I just kind of want to get your feedback on it, and see if everybody's kind of in the same thought process here. So basically, what I've got, and I'm gonna zoom in and zoom out here, but we've got the Spanish sites, and then we have basically two parts of that site. You got a directory, and then you've got the blog portion of the site. I think initially what we're doing, is because we do have articles that are built, we're kind of coming down here and initially starting with the blog part of the website, and correct me if I'm wrong with any of this, but the reason why I did this because we really do need to kind of see a layout, maybe even like put this in the group just so that people can kind of have an idea as to what we're doing with the site. But I guess the main idea is each one of them will have its own separate silo structure, and so I'm guessing that those structures are going to be built out with categories on both sides. I'll be honest, I am not that versed with tagging and stuff like that in WordPress. Have any of you guys used tagging or used tags and used them effectively for, silo structures or anything?
Well, the silo is done with the categories. The categories is the breakdown of your silo.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
More so than the tab. So you have a blog, but I think what you're really saying is where you have blog, there's pages too. There's going to be pages as well
pages
as.
is going to be like more of the directories, what I was thinking.
Not necessarily. You should have pages on the part that you've called blog. There should be pages on that part as well.
Okay.
And they should be the higher up part of the category or the silo.
A big thing of the silo is to give you internal links within the site. Right. So one article can link to another related article.
Okay, well, let's talk about that.
For instance, if we were talking about this is the plumbing side, right? So if we were talking about what's that?
It's both.
Oh, okay. So, that's right. We have both. So, if let's say we were talking about Dallas plumbing, right? That Dallas plumbing should be a page, not a post, a page that is all about Dallas plumbing and all kinds of LSI keywords and very rich in content. That would be your top shelf, your top part of the silo, and then working its way down. You could have posts, but you should have every main category. I would, if I was going to do it, it would be a page. Your top part of the category would be a page. What do you guys think, Sean and Jeff?
Yeah, that's the way I would foresee something like that. I was looking at. I mean, it's a simple rudimentary at that, but the way the linking and stuff, like you were saying, is not exactly the way it would look and everything. But all the basic elements are there. But yeah, definitely we need pages in there.
Okay. All right. I've never, like in terms of using a blog, I've never used the page part of it. If I'm building out a structured website and I'm not using a blog, then I will use pages. But yeah, I guess it's just a question as to how we want to set it up. So you guys, so you're basically saying that, correct me if I'm wrong, tell me what the categories are going to be so that we have understanding on that.
Well, categories can be states and cities as well. I mean, so you've got that, and then you can also, if you're having pages, you can have the plumbing sections of different pages could be different expertise. And that's where we need to decide, because when you have a silo structure, it's basically like a hierarchy of a main thing that breaks down into smaller sub things. So you have plumbing, then you have heat and AC, then you have heat AC.
Okay.
Florida heat AC, Tampa, kind of. I mean, that's the way you would ideally a perfect silo in my mind.
So basically, right here on the category where it says breakdown of industry, what you're saying is those really need to be pages.
Well, they can have pages that lead that point to post, which would be the child of that in the structure.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it really matters. Post pages. I mean, I don't think we should get hung up on that. The only real difference is that, page or post rather have the added element of chronology, right? You'd use posts to organize articles or whatever in a chronological order. So if there's a date associated with the content that you're posting, you use post because that's how it's managed. But you can do the same parent-child relationship with pages as you do with posts. So we shouldn't really get hung up. I mean, it's all content, so it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
Do we really want to show a date on the post?
No, I don't see it. Isn't that a good thing?
You don't think we do need to?
Not really.
Okay. Then that's what we do. We go with the pages. Sounds like that's probably the best idea. So mainly what I want you guys to do is I want you, if you would, if you could take this.
Pages don't fit under a category.
They can.
Specifically, so we're losing a keyword there.
I mean, you can have the same parent-child relationship. I understand what you're saying as far as category, but you can set your permalink structure if you want it that way. Personally, I just use post name or page name as it's applied, but you can add that second level if you want.
Okay. Do you guys have a mapping software? This is called mindmup.com. It's a free mind mapping software. If you guys would just, if you could map something out similar, just post it in the group so that we all can see the mindset of where you want to go with it. Things can be changed on it, but I would like to see exactly, structure-wise, how things are going to be built out on the site. That's kind of what I think we want from a visual standpoint. And I like, as I was actually going through and building some of this stuff out, it really got my mind thinking about the income potential for it as well. And I think there are a lot of ways, honestly, with having a directory on one side and having a different silo on the other side that, again, I like to refer to as the blog. You don't have to you can call it what you want to call it, but there's just a lot of different ways that we can generate revenue from this site. Another thing that I was seeing, and it was just a post that I saw in the Video Alpha group, was talking about the latest algorithm with Pigeon back in June or July, and that Google is given a lot of preference to a directory site, in local listings. So I think that, just based off of some of our conversation over the last couple of days, and actually going out and building these pages, I think it just gives me a little bit more confidence that, when we actually do go out and we use this plug-in to build out these cities and states, that we're going to get some good results from Google. So, again, a lot of this is just also showing others on the other side that we do have a plan for what we're trying to do. So again, if a couple of you guys, if you would break it down and for each individual site, I think that would be helpful for everyone. Any feedback on that or question?
I'll work on that because Eric's going to get movie later tonight, and we'll work on some of this.
Yeah, exactly. And this may be a good software to use. I mean, it's pretty easy, straightforward, mindmup.com, but you guys, feel free to use whatever you want to use. So where are we with things? Now, I know yesterday, we had some really good discussion. Some of it turned in some ways that I really wasn't expecting, but at the same time, I guess I kind of did expect it. But I think the main thing is that we do as an SEO group come together once a week. And really my idea here is just so that you guys, I don't really even want to be the center stage here. I really want to set this thing up where you guys can have communication with one another that are taking more of an active role in the SEO, and you guys can talk to one another.
Sure, yeah.
Cool.
Good. Yeah, I don't foresee a lot of problems once using the way SERPshaker works. It's just going to be, once this is, we decide on the structure, it can, blast it out. It's going to be filling out the content and, tweaking the individual SEO on the things that are built into the structure once you press the button.
Exactly. Cool. This is the article I was talking about, by the way, where it talks about the latest algorithm
I read
for directories. Did y'all see that?
Yeah, I read it this morning actually. I can't remember who. I think it was that Bailey Brenner guy. I think he posted it. Yeah.
Yeah. That was pretty awesome. Just reading through that, and again, it reiterates what we're trying to do here. So.
Well, I mean, we got a double whammy on the easier side of things because local SEO is still considered a lower hanging fruit unless it's a high compete market like doctors or lawyers. And then we're going on the Spanish side of thing, which is low compete nationally. So I mean, I think we got a home run. It's just going to be just getting it done.
Sean, could you talk a little bit to the other guys too about what your idea was in terms of scraping for information and all?
Yeah. So I've talked to Andy about it a little bit. There's a program called Import.io that you can scrape site information. At first, I was hoping it's going to be a little bit easier than it may turn out to be, but even at very minimum, if we just scrape the data information from like yellow pages or super pages, and I wanted to try and extract only listings that said, that they spoke Spanish, like say habla español or just had español somewhere in there. And this builds on basically a proven money-building platform like HomeAdvisor. This is how HomeAdvisor started out. Basically, they just took and scraped the yellow pages or white pages, whatever you want to consider it, of directory business listings, and they built out huge directories nationally, and then they started pushing traffic to them, either paid videos and stuff like that, and then they sold above the fold advertising. And that's how they start selling their leads. They have lead generation numbers, and then they sell them on different pricing structures, and they're like an 8-figure business.
That's awesome. Yeah, and we'll definitely share that information on the HVAC side too when we get some of that information. Comes back from what Sean's doing, and I'm learning the Import.io as well. Something that I have actually spent a lot of time on the past couple of days. So any input that I can put into it too, I've used my knowledge to to help the groups as well. So, but yeah, I mean, I don't really have any set agenda. I just, again, I really want to come together and for you guys to kind of have some of this discussion. I am going to ask a question on the HVAC side. Guys, what do we have the plug-in SERPshaker on the HVAC side?
Not to my knowledge, no, not right now.
Okay, so we need to get a copy of that so that we can upload it on the site.
Okay.
Okay. Sean, is it pretty straightforward with how to do it and how to use SERPshaker?
It seemed to be for me. Eric's more versed in that than I am. He's actually implemented it. Personally, I haven't implemented it. I had he has the next level version. I had a lower level version of that software. He has the enterprise or something, whatever they want to call it. So so Eric would point us the best in the direction. I just saw the way it worked and liked the it made sense. The structure and how it built it out.
Yeah.
And made it easy.
Exactly, and Mike's had experience using that kind of thing before too. Because I mean, basically, SERPshaker is an extended version of what you used in the past too, Mike. So.
Yeah, I use the Lead Page Ninja, and I think it's in its core very similar.
Yep.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Yeah. It just makes life really easy.
Yeah, I think it's the same author actually. So.
Huh.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm saying, and I think that from what I was reading, it's just that's what came out before SERPShaker, and they just had some things that they changed to it and made it a little bit more advanced and a little bit more up to date with what Google's wanting these days, and yeah, so I've heard some really good things from it. So. How far are we from actually, I guess a lot of that's going to depend on Eric and stuff too, right? As far as going ahead and, creating some of those initial first pages.
The thing is really deciding with SERPShaker is 100% on the structure. So then once we show the structures, if everybody agrees, you kind of build that structure in the SERPShaker software and kind of tell it go.
Yeah. Okay. All right, cool. Well, then I guess that's the takeaway from this call is just let's do and I haven't heard from Tom this week. Jeff, have you talked to Tom at all?
No, I have not. Okay.
We probably need to round our bases and see where he's at with stuff.
Okay.
And then if you guys can get together, and I know Lynn's, Lynn seems like she wants to take a little bit of an active role too on the SEO side. Am I right on that, Lynn? Or are you cool with that?
Yeah, if I can help out, I will, certainly.
Perfect. Then maybe you guys could get together too, and you guys could hammer out a structure on this, and something that we could just go ahead and post up in the Facebook group, and then if we need some further explanation of how SERPShaker works, maybe next week when we come back together, we could get on this call and we could do a little walkthrough with it.
Okay.
Anything, and I don't want to be leading this fully, but I know somebody's got to kind of keep things moving. Is anybody want to add to what we can? I want to keep this call a little bit shorter, but is there anything anybody wants to add to what we can do during these sessions to help one another?
I think the best thing for these calls, Andy, is for Kate to drive these calls. Kate, for you as a project manager on these, it's important to keep everyone in track and in line, and allowing the rest of us to do the things that we need, the tasks that we need to do. Because Andy, like for instance yourself, there's things that you would be doing, there's things that I would be doing, and each of us have tasks to do. And as a PM, the PM should be driving the ship. We should have the framework, and then the PM would drive the ship and keep all of us accountable. At least that's how I would run my business.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Kate, are you cool with that?
Yeah, I'm totally cool with it.
Okay.
And the other thing too is I really am happy to assist along the way, because like for instance with the SEO stuff, one of the reasons why I would love to be just engaged with Sean and Eric is because taking their information and translating it to something that the people who are going to be consistently doing the articles with,
yes.
I think like just my understanding and being able to translate their technical knowledge into something that's practically helpful might be a really good thing, and then there's documentation that people can use, whoever is, assigned to do that, because I think it does need to be someone who has some level of knowledge and experience with WordPress and at least a basic understanding of SEO. Exactly. So one of the things I would love to do, like with every single thing we talk about, is let's try to say, okay, well, Sean's going to do this, or Eric's going to do that, or Kate's going to do that, or whatever, and this is going to be done by this date, and this is what I need in order to accomplish that. Or if I don't need anything from you guys, that's awesome. But if I do need something, just know that you guys can let me know. You can text me, you can Facebook message me, you can do anything like that. And I am here to help facilitate all that stuff. I want to help keep everything rolling along, and just for all the pieces to fit together. And I think part of that is deciding what is the most essential right now. It seems like the most essential thing that needs to happen is we need Eric and Sean to sort of decide what that structure is going to be like for the silo. And then we can take that information and say, okay, we've got these articles and this covers this, but we still need a page written for this. So we still need that homepage article and design. We really do have to figure out what we want that to look like. And my preference would be for some of this stuff to be happening in the background at the same time, so that once we have the final, kind of like outline from Eric and Sean on how the site needs to be laid out, we have a lot of those pieces to begin plugging in. We can look at what we still need and just like pull it together and boom, get it up there.
Right. Yep. And keep in mind too, on these calls we've got plumbing and HVAC. So on the same thing with Jeff and Lynn and Tom, if you guys lay this out as well, and then again, what I would like to do is just Lynn said it yesterday, or was it 2 days ago? 2 days ago. Where we just need to have a summary. There just needs to be a little bit more of a technical call where you guys are kind of hammering stuff out and having communication with one another, and then sharing it with the rest of the group and coming back and going, okay, we need this. This is what we need from you guys. Kind of like Kate was saying, and Kate can be the glue for that, and make sure that communication gets done and that those gaps get filled. So. That's the main reason why I did want you guys to get together on these calls, so that I kind of see this a little bit more as the leadership of the group, and so it's not just SEO. It's just kind of you guys are you're accustomed to doing this kind of thing, so your leadership is appreciated and definitely needed.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, I added since I had it, was the Yoast Video Explainer plugin that helps explain the Yoast fields on ours. Do you have that, Jeff? If not, I can get you.
Which one is that? Yoast what? The video what?
It's the helper videos that you add after you install Yoast. You install this plugin, and it adds explainer videos for the how to use Yoast.
No, I'm not sure. I don't think I have that.
Okay, I can get you that.
Sure. Thanks.
Awesome. Great. Well, again, guys, I don't want to keep these meetings long, and I would love. Let's just do that. Kate, maybe yourself, me, and Mike could organize a little bit about the call and let you kind of manage this call, especially. I think that this is going to be extremely important, as we move forward with things. I have seen a lot more activity pick up over the last couple of days, so props to you guys on that. Keep posting in the Facebook groups, and so that we keep that energy and buzz alive, and we keep people applied to this process. So good stuff.
Yeah, sounds good. There was also, I don't know if it'd be something I don't remember exact price, but there was also this is some sort of connection with Yoast, another educational product they have. It's a explainer video plugin for all parts of WordPress. I don't know if that would be that helpful for how many people. I don't know. It depends on how many people we're going to have pushing content into the site in the group, I guess.
Yeah, I have a plugin or a service like that I use actually for my clients. Pay them a fee, and then you can install it on any number of sites, and it has tutorial videos. So I'm happy to throw that in there if we feel it'll be of benefit to people. But we really haven't talked about that point, which is
the administrative side.
How many people or hands we're going to have, in the mix, and whether or not, if someone doesn't know,
the fewer the better.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think every person in the group needs to be a part of that.
Yeah.
No, I think that the SEO guys obviously should be leading that. They should be leading that. And then as far as content creation, there should be a content delivery person, which obviously would have to be schmoozed over by the SEO guys to get the best benefit from it. And then possibility some kind of somebody that just makes it pretty. I don't know what you call that, a graphic. Somebody that just puts the fine touch on it, which those are all different skills, and usually most people don't have all of them.
Right. And you know, I think a lot of that's just going to probably what's going to happen is that information is going to get passed off to Kate, and Kate's going to throw it to you guys, and you know, you guys just feel free to delegate what you need to delegate.
Right.
You know, if you know you need me to do something, you know, let me know. I'll tell you whether I'm good at it or not good at it, and we can just work it down the chain. Or if you want to throw it at Kate and let you know, Kate's going to be the one that's going to, you know, have the communication going with these people. So she's probably going to have better knowledge of, you know, who's going to be good for what.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have to come up with like what Kate's saying, some basic tasks of, you know, if you're putting up an image, you need to do this, 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 and things like that.
Yeah. That'd be awesome. And then what I will do for each of the groups is I'll pull together what we have right now for articles, and I'll get that to Eric and Sean, obviously, you know, and the other people, so that we know what we have right now, and then it gives us just a clearer picture of what else we need. And then I think it would be helpful to have a conversation with the group saying, okay, this is, you know, it takes an entire team to pull this together, and we need people who are committed to content creation, because that is obviously super essential. I mean, Google wants to see that, and we need really well-written articles, and we're going to need them consistently, and make sure people are comfortable with doing that side. And then we've got the, you know, implementation of getting it on the site, and we've got the SEO guys doing what they do, and then obviously we've got monetization, you know, brainstorming stuff happening as we roll through. So I'll start with that.
Sounds good. And you guys can, since you and Sean, you and Eric are going to get together tonight, do you think y'all could maybe get something up by this weekend, you know, on the Facebook group, just to show people a little diagram?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, cool. And on the same side with, you know, Jeff and you guys, can y'all kind of do the same thing, maybe by weekend? Well, I say by weekend, you know, anytime this weekend is fine.
Okay. And Sean, I reached out to you on Facebook, so you and I can maybe talk offline as well.
Okay, sounds good.
Great ideas, guys.
We can connect, yeah.
Cool.
All right, guys, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Any other comments or anything before we get off?
Nope, I think we're good.
Cool.
Right.
All right. Well, thanks for jumping on the call.
Good stuff.
Right. Good seeing everybody.
Yeah.
All right. You guys too. See ya.
Yeah.